Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sathak. We are a couple of videos behind in the English playlist of Python automation. So we'll always be in sync with Hindi. So let's go ahead and do our first video for today. I'll upload both the videos right away. So we discussed this in Hindi videos. So this is nothing but the control flow statements in Python. So typically it is divided into three types. First is the selection or decision statements. The second one is the looping statement, and third one is the jump statement. And we basically use all these control flow statements to control the logic, the flow of logic in our programming. You can also find almost the same in Java and other programming languages as well. Anyways, we will not be discussing all those things. So in today's video, we will be discussing about the selection and decision statements, which will comprise of if else, if else, and in the other videos I'll make while loop and for loop, and in other videos I'll talk about the jump statements. So without any further ado, let us jump directly into discussion of selection and or decision statements. So I'll go ahead, create a new Python file 6. I'll name it as if else, and this is it's control flow statements. I'll just keep it here. Okay, so I've already given this scenario in Hindi, but those who do not understand Hindi, so my English viewing subscribers and other people, we can just go ahead and do this. So let's simply jump into. So let me just write a variable I equals to 10. Now what have I done here? So here in the first line I have declared, or I have initialized I. I is initialized to a value 10. Everybody knows this. It's very simple. Now I'm going to give a condition. So this is how the syntax works in Python. I will write here if, then here there will be the condition. How to represent the condition, that is what I'm going to do. This also is quite similar in Java, but there are certain differences. So there will be syntax differences in programming language. Even if the concept remains the same, the syntax will always change. So here I'm writing the condition here. So what I'll write, I less than 5. Okay, then I'll give a colon. And now here the condition has been applied. So I'll just keep the colon here. I'll not write any comments and all. I'll just hit enter. So now here I'll write a print statement. I is greater than 5. Make sense? Now I'll come down, hit enter. Else, I'll open the else body and I'll write print I is less than or equal to 5. So let me stop here and let me explain what happens. See, the control flow will start from the first row, I equals to 10. Okay, the compiler will understand there is a variable I which has been initialized and the value that has been allotted to that variable is 10. Then it will come down, row number 2. So it will see a condition. If I is less than 5, I is less than 5, this is a condition. Yes, is this condition true or false? Obviously this condition is false, right? 10 is not less than 5. So now, even though you have written the condition, you opened the body. So after colon, when you hit enter, this portion is the body of the if loop. In Python programming, the if loop is determined after the colon symbol. In Java and other programming languages, you start using curly braces, but in Python there is indentation. So I'll explain about indentation in the next video. I don't want to add indentation here. Anyways, so here will the control come inside? No, because this condition is false. This condition is why? Because 10 is not less than 5. So control will not go inside, rather it will go out. It will say else print I is less than or equal to 5. So now it will run this. It will print this statement. Why? Because this condition is not true. So control will not go inside. It will come out Here there is no condition. The only thing is, if this condition is true, then go inside. If this condition false, go outside, see what is there. It is saying else. Else is by default a statement, a conditional statement. It will check, okay, fine, whatever it is, I'll print it out. Now, if I make this condition true, now this condition is true. Watch this, guys. Now here the condition is true. So the control will go inside the body of the if loop and it will print I is greater than 5. Right click, run here. I is greater than 5. So this is how Python programming works. Okay. Now let us add else if. Adding elif. See, in Python programming we use elif. Elif is the keyword that is used. This is nothing but your else if only, but don't use else if as a word, rather use elif. Okay, so let me write here j equals to 20. Okay, so I have initialized the variable j to 20. Now if I give a condition, if j greater than 20, open the body of the if loop, come here, print j is greater than 20. Okay, elif you want to give one more condition, j greater than 10, print j is greater than 10 but less than or equal to 20. Then you do else, print j is 10 or less. Now what does this mean? We'll go step by step. Here the compiler realizes the fact that j is a variable which has been initialized to a value 10. Then it will come here to row number 9. It will check for the condition j greater than 20. Condition is false. So the control will not go inside the body of the if loop. Rather it will come out. Here it will see, okay, what else is there? Elif j greater than 10. Yes, j is greater than, is j greater than 10? Yes, 20 is greater than 10. So the condition is true. So it will go inside the body of this elif loop and it will print j is greater than 10 but less than or equal to 20. Right click, done. Okay, so it will totally ignore else. As long as this elif, whatever condition is true, whenever the condition is true, the control will go inside the body of that. That's how simple it is. Okay, now let us try to use logical operators. In my previous video, I did tell you about logical operators. If you see operators, I did tell you about logical operators. So logical operators are what? And, or, and not. Okay, so I'll use those logical operators with these conditions. Okay, conditional statements. Now let me write k equals to 15. So I'll write here if k is greater than 10 and k is less than 20, print k is between 10 and 20, else print k is not in the range. Now see here, k equals to 15, k is greater than 10, 15 is greater than 10, condition is true, and 15 is less than 20, condition is true, true and true. So true and true will become true. So the compiler will decide, okay, this k is greater than 10, condition is true, and 15 is less than 20, this condition is also true. So true and true is true. So this if block condition is true, control will go inside and it will print k is between 10 and 20. You will see. That's it. If either of these conditions would have been false or both would have been false, then it would not have gone inside the if loop. Rather, it would have come outside and it would have printed about else. Okay, so you can try for, I explained about, so logical operators will be and, or, and not. I explained about and, you try for or and not. It's very simple. You know how to do it. Now, let's go about using the nested if statements. What are nested if? Nested if are nothing but if block inside if block. Okay, that's how it is. So let's try here. L equals to 8, for example. 8. Okay, so now if I write if L greater than 5. Okay, so first I have initialized a value L equals to 8, then I have given a condition if L greater than 5. I'll write here. Again, inside the if loop, I'll write L modulus 2, L divided by 2, if the modulus is 0, print L is greater than 5 and even number. Else print L is greater than 5 and odd number. Else print L is 5 or less. See guys how this thing works. Okay, L is equals to 8, row number 24. L is initialized to a value 8. It will come downstairs to row number 25. L is greater than 5. Condition is true. 8 is greater than 5. Then it will go inside the if loop, outer if loop. Once it goes inside the body of the if loop, here it will encounter another if loop. So this if loop is the inner if loop. This if loop is the outer if loop. So this is nested if inside if loop inside if loop. So now it will come again here. L mod 2, you see 8 divided by 2, obviously remainder is equals to 0. So this condition is also true. So it will come here and it will print L is greater than 5 and even number. So this will print, this will completely ignore else because this condition is true. So it will go inside, then it will come out of the inner for loop and then it will go to the come also outside of the this if loop, and it will come here to else, but it will totally ignore because this condition is getting satisfied. So the answer that will be printed is L is greater than 5 and even number. See, it's very simple. It will go here wherever the condition is true, that statement, it will go inside that part of the body and it will print. Others it will ignore. This is how you do nested if. Okay, now there is one more technique. I mean, it is just I'm telling you, don't worry about it. If else, if you want to use with user input, like in Java we have scanner class, here in Python we use a function known as input. Input is a function which helps you to give a user input. So let's say we want to do something like this. So you want to declare an age, and here so let's say you want to enter your age. So this is a scenario that we want to create. We will enter the age, and if your age is above 18, first you will enter the age. If your age is above 18, then you are eligible to vote. If you are less than 18, you will not be eligible to vote. Simple. So we'll declare an age variable, and now so we will also use the input function. So if you write in the output console enter your age, that will be in the form of a string. So let's typecast the string into an integer variable. So I'll write here int, and then I'll give the input function here, and here I'll write enter your age. Simple. So when we run this command, it will directly ask you enter your age. Whatever number you give, by default it will be typecasted to an integer because we are using a typecasting concept here. Now if age greater than 18 or greater than equal to 18, even 18 people can vote, right? Print eligible to vote, else print not eligible to vote. Simple. See, I just gave a user input and let's see how it works. Right click, run. So here it is asking to enter your age. So user input means you have to enter your age in the output console. If I enter 17 and hit enter, see, not eligible to vote. Okay, now let me run again and now give the age, let's say 21, eligible to vote. So this is how you can also use if-else statement with the user input function. Clear? Now let's go to another part. We need to also learn what is shorthand if and if else. This is also required, shorthand if and if else. Now, what is the meaning of shorthand? So you can use short versions of if and if else when there is only one statement to execute. What do I mean by this? So let's jump into a code, we'll understand better. So let's say I equals to 5. Simple. If you write here if I greater than 3, print I is greater than 3. Simple, right? So this part again, if I run, it will ask for the age and all because we have to give the user input. So see, I is greater than 3. It will directly work out, right? Now, if I write j equals to 10. Okay, so I'll write here print even if j equals to 0, else print odd. See, it's such a beautiful logic. I declared this variable as j as 10. So now I told print even if this leaves a remainder 0, else print it as odd. So here this is a shorthand if else. This is a shorthand if because there is only one statement to execute. So if there is one statement to execute, I can do it in one go. So this is shorthand if. Whether you want to use simple if, you want to use shorthand if, choice is yours. Nobody will stop you. Anyways, I need to execute, give a user input because that is asking. See, it is even. See, it's very simple. Try this code, okay, and then you should be fine. Hopefully, you are clear with the conditional statements of if else, and I think I have covered most of it. If you still want to find out more practice programs on this, you can always Google and do whatever you want to do. Thank you so much for continuing to support me, even though I have not been very regular because of my health concerns. Hopefully I'll get better and the videos will come very soon. I'm trying to finish off Python as soon as possible so that we can start with Python automation as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Sathak here signing off.